Hello, Thunder Wizards. So, this, I guess, is part 7 of the Redefining Myself series. And as you can see, I'm in a new house. I'm on the other end of town, and I'm really loving it here. It's just the beach down here at the end of this road is called Ninja's Beach, and I took some video of it. I got to show you, but to get to it, you have to walk through some forest, and then it opens up on this, this empty, beautiful beach, and the waves there are just so much fun, and it's very consistent. I've seen it. As long as I go around high tide, it really doesn't matter how big the waves are. If they're tiny or if they're good sized, I'm guaranteed a good time, and yeah, I'm having a blast, and I'm surfing as much as my body will allow. In fact, I forced myself to take the day off because if it were up to me, I'd be surfing every single day. But I tend to get my shoulders tend to get really tight, and so so I am getting more comfortable in just being in limbo. That first month in the other house, as I'm looking back on it now, I think it was kind of an intense period for me. I'm not sure I was completely 100% there. As I said, I think I went into a state of depression, which again is not that I was sad. Depression is that you're unconscious, that I had unresolved emotions that were, really trying to come through. And I was a little overwhelmed, so I was sleeping a lot. So every time I go surfing, I get a massage, and I've been finding that on the left side of my body, as they're working on my neck or my back, a lot of old, feelings still, some sadness and some mourning from the loss of my partner are stuck back in here. And so I've been releasing a lot more of that. And, it's strangely enough really kind of getting to this place where I feel like I just don't have the emotional capacity to get involved, and that's frustrating, because I got a pretty high libido, and it's hard for me not to express that. But I don't think I'm ready for anything, and I don't want to take advantage of anybody, and I don't do casual stuff very well, and so I'm just having to learn how to be comfortable in limbo. And because my body is so happy here. And it's my fantasy, really. It's just, perfect green, aqua, marine, beautiful waves, and just, semi-tropical. It's winter time, but even at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Fahrenheit with the added intensity of the sun, I feel fine. It gets cold at night, cold meaning, chilly, like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But, this is just the perfect everything. And I really want to stay here. So what ends up happening is that I'll come back from surfing, or I'll walk off the beach, and I'll go, man, I want to stay here for the rest of my life. And then I go, yeah, but I can't. And then I start thinking, well, how am I going to make this work? And maybe I should just marry somebody. And then I think, but I'm not going to marry somebody I'm not in love with. And then I get all wrapped up in this whole quandary in my head and then I start worrying, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to be able to stay here forever? And then I started, I kind of sat myself down in my head, and I said, well, what would I say if somebody were to phone me and to tell me this? What would I tell them? And I would say, here's the rule. Here's how things work. If you are following your soul desire and you are living fearlessly, meaning that no matter what the risk, you go after what you want, and it is what your soul wants, then the universe has to give it to you. That's the rule. So I'm here telling you that I'm doing that. I'm jumping off the cliff, and I'm going after everything that I want. And there is a real risk that I may not end up, getting what I want. There's a risk that I could fall into trying to find somebody out here to marry that I didn't really love, in order to be able to stay here. But, that's coming from fear, and that could be far worse. I'd be better off being back in California, living by myself and happy, than being married to somebody that I didn't love just because of some idea. So that doesn't work, and the again this I have to do the same thing that I tell you guys to do. I have to just trust. And I have no idea. For all I know, I could continue to use these ETA visas for years. As long as I'm willing to leave every now and then and go to New Zealand or go to Hawaii or whatever. And as long as I'm willing to be mobile, I could probably spend, the majority of the year here, and then summers in New Zealand. I might be able to do that for years. And I'm sure by then something will happen. I'll figure something out. So the more I thought about it, I came to realize that I'm better off. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that if you follow your soul desire, you end up getting what is best for you, better than you can imagine. And the truth is, if I'm not worried about the future, like what's going to happen and where I'm going to end up, and I go, yeah, but what about right now? Because right now I am really comfortable and happy. A lot of feelings are coming up. I'm releasing a lot of stuff from my past, my whole life, basically my entire life up till this point. I'm still, mourning the loss of my partner, and I'm still raw from that. And I'm getting deeper and deeper. It was, she was, I've been married, I've been in love, but I never had what I had with her. And, that's just, it's just a part of my brain that just can't seem to accept and understand that. And, I've never lost anybody that close to me before. So, but, and I have this worry that I'm starting to get too old. And if I continue to, get old, I'll be too old to, marry somebody that I find physically attractive, because I tend not to be at this stage of the game. Most women my age, unless they've put a lot of time and effort into staying healthy, they just, and it's true for men too. By the time they get to be, I'm telling you, if you're younger than 35, I'm telling you that's the cutoff point. Sometimes even earlier than that. If you want to be healthy and you want to look healthy, I'm telling you now, save yourself a lot of time. Cut out all of the drugs and the alcohol and the caffeine and the cigarettes, and and get plenty of sleep, and don't stress yourself out, and don't live, don't live for nonsense. Live for yourself. That's what keeps you young. But because by the time you hit 40, 45, if you're doing all that crap, trust me, you're not going to look good. By the time you get 55, trust me on this one, if you have not taken care of yourself, you're going to look ancient. You're going to, because there are both men and women my age who, have not taken care of themselves, and they look like they're 85. And, the times I've gone on to, dating sites, and, dating sites, they don't go by your picture so much as your age. And there are women that I'm attracted to that won't even look at me because of my, my age. In person they would, but on there they won't. And the women that do message me that are close to my age, the majority of them, there's just no way. They're so old looking. And it's true with men too. It's not just women, it's men. So I'm telling you, if you're younger than that, if you want to be healthy and look good, I would strongly recommend you stop all chemicals, including nicotine and caffeine, and stay in shape and follow your joy, and be emotionally healthy, because that's where your youth is going to come from. And anyway, so that's it right now. I've just decided to stop worrying about it and enjoy what I have. And I'm now, as I'm talking about it, I got to stop worrying about my age. And am I going to be too old to be attractive to somebody that I find, physically attractive? And, trust my own teaching. And if that's the case, then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. surf my brains out and follow my path. And I've been relaxing, and I'll continue to do that while I continue to do my work with you guys. So, and if you want to support the channel, go up to both of these links here. I strongly recommend it. And again, subscribe and hit the bell button. All right, so the weekend is coming up, so hopefully I'll get a better live Q&A going on this weekend. So, all right, that's it for me now. Being comfortable living in limbo. All right, talk to you guys soon.